Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Enough channel. In this video we're going to review the NRL Fantasy, NRL Mixer and NRL Sportsdeck after round 26 of the 2023 season. So starting off with NRL Fantasy, as always, I've got to go back to round 26 to get the score. So 824, which wasn't too bad considering I think we only had 14 players in the end. So we did dip slightly overall in rank, which I guess wasn't as disastrous as it could have been. But 30k rank for the round will probably do that to you. So if we have a look at the team, Harry Grant scored 40 and there's a bit of a risk of missing this week. That's one down for this week. Big Tohu Harris with 56 was a solid effort. Payne Haas 48. It's a bit down on his average, but that's fine. Isaiah Yeo 51. That's again a bit down, but we'll take every point we can get at this time of year. Dan Russell, he's been really impressive. I didn't think he'd be so consistent, but he's killing it for the Dragons. 46 on the weekend, outscoring Fafita with a 40. Nathan Cleary was our captain and ended up being the right pick with a 83. So a massive score from him, which was super helpful. SJ with a 55. Joey Manu got 18, but then unfortunately got injured and won't play this week. Kalen Ponga, 76 before getting injured, so awesome effort from him. But he may also be missing this week. Jacob Kiraz out for the season, so obviously this week, next week. Oh, sorry, last week and this week, I should say now. Same deal with Ruben Garrick, so we're a bit thin on the ground there, and CNK with the 73. So the players we did have scored well, we just don't have enough. Appy Coruscant with 51, that's solid from him as well. Jermaine Hopgood finished his season with a 57, and Harrison Graham 47. That's a really solid effort from him, and we'll definitely be using him again this week. So if we have a look at the state of play, we can swap Coruscant, why not? And swap Grant with Cook. Cam Murray can swap with Hopgood. So hopefully we have Nico Hines this week. And then, Tafare, might be asking a bit much here, but get him on. And I don't know what's going on with KO Weeks, but if he plays, we'll absolutely take him. So from what it looks like, we obviously haven't got Joey Manu, or probably not Ponga. So it's that. Down two, got a full bench if Hines plays. So we could have 14, 15 again this week. And, that's assuming like these guys play. It could be as little as 12 or 13. But I guess the play for this week, it's the last week. We really need to pull something out of the bag if we're going to get top 10k. So I talked about this a little bit on my Supercoach video, but I'm going to captain Fafita this week. The big fella up against the Dogs, he could absolutely tear them up. Unfortunately, it's on Father's Day, so I'd love to go down the Gold Coast and actually see the Dogs play another game this year, but as bad as they've been. However, Father's Day, meaning I'll be up in Toowoomba celebrating with the big fella. So, VC, I'm not really too concerned. Who's SJ got? The Warriors play someone, obviously. They play the Dolphins. So, yeah, let's just back SJ in with the VC. I think Cleary's up against the Cowboys, so you'd imagine he'd go well. But yeah, we'll just go with that. Just something a bit different to finish the season. I guess the other option is if Nico's playing, he might come into the conversation. But yeah, we'll probably just leave it with that, I reckon. The NRL Mixer, so a good week for us this week. We finished in 150th rank, which boosted us up to 262 overall, which is really nice. I only just realised this was down here before. I don't know if that's been there all season, but super handy. But as you can see, we boosted the right players. Isabel Kelly would have got a 63. Cleary, was one of the high scorers of the round. Georgia Hale and Manzelman were pretty solid as well. So good picks all around, I feel. If we have a look at the round points, Tegan Berry, that would have been the one to get on. 112. Wow. Who did she play? The Titans. Right on. There you go. So she's been killing it this year. Cherry Evans, actually, I guess against the Dogs, we should have picked that really. Nathan Cleary, he was third highest scorer, second highest for the men. So, a really good boost pick. Guess they don't call them captains. Marcus Sevo, a bit of a pod shout on the wing. Toff Sibley, he looked really good against the Bulldogs, which is why we might look at a different play for the middles this week. Dylan Lucas, he was surprisingly good in the second row for the Knights against the Sharks. Cooler playing fullback, that was always a nice pod shout against the Dogs as well. Kalen Ponga killing it. But yes, I guess the plan this week, game week 7. So I'm going in hard, I think, on the Titans, to carve up against the Dogs because they've just been ordinary. So Fafita's definitely coming in. I'm also going to go with Big Tino, if I can find him. There he is. Lock him in. And, I've captained both these guys in the Super Coach and NRL Fantasy, but we'll see what else we can get. I mean, we might go. Who can we get in the centres maybe? Because we want to mix it up a bit. Who scored well this week? Give us a guide. Doesn't say. Score. That's total score. Just trying to think. We might just go with. Well, let's go with Tegan Berry. Who she got this week? The Shark or the Cowboys? I don't think they've been doing fantastic. So we'll get the form player in. I think we might just stick with Isabel Kelly too. She's been killing it. And then a halves and hooker combination. So Mantelman, Quincy Dodd's been going well. We might just stick solid with Mantelman again. And then it gives us a half to choose from. So, we could go for whoever here. Just trying to think of the matchups this week for the men. Maybe we could go just Cleary again against the Cowboys. Yeah, tricky one is don't really know who the halves would be for the Cowboys, the Titans this week against the Dogs. So we might just avoid that. Yeah, we'll just go with Cleary for now because we could sit here all day pondering. But the boost, well, it's hard to pick, but let's go with Barry just for something different. Yeah, it's going to be between one of these guys. Let's go Tino. We didn't back him in NRL Fantasy. I've got him as my captain for Supercoach purposes. So yeah, I reckon we'll lock that in for this week and see how we go. And the sports deck, just to wrap things up. So pretty much holding steady still. Don't know if we'll make top 100 in this one. But 935 for the week. So let's see the players, how we went. So just trying to pick out players that we didn't talk about previously. Tino with the 63, that's solid. Olaquatu with 55, I thought he could go massive against the Dogs, but just didn't seem to go out his edge for whatever reason. Or if it did, it was a kick to sub. So Lemuelu played and got 44, which is handy. Yeah, obviously our centres were a bit flat, particularly with Kiraz missing out. We didn't make that trade. And Walsh on the bench, that's a bit of a fail. But that's all right. So this week we'll got to bring him in. Actually, Ponga's probably out, isn't he? So that's a nice swap. Dan Russell's a solid pick. We'll bring him in. Well, it doesn't really matter because we can't play Manu anyway. We don't have any more trades. Hopefully Hines plays, so we'll leave the reserve on him. Lemuelu can come in. Cook's back as well. So Hopgood's got to come out for Ola Kawatu. And we can get Damien Cook involved that way. We will probably still get Harry Edwards, so he'll become like a emergency loophole for Joey Manu, or auto emergency. So then we just got to land the VC and the C. I think we might sort of follow what we've been doing in other formats. VC Reese Walsh, and I reckon we'll captain for feeder in this one. So we've sort of got 50-50 across the board, and we'll see how we go. Who plays last? Yeah, the Sharks, so that's probably the right bench option. Canberra plays last, so we might just put Tarpany on the bench. Haas plays early. We might want to keep Tino in the captaincy conversation, so we'll leave him there. And Storm play first, so that's fine. Cool. So that's how the Dream Team's going to finish up for the season. And that's how the video is going to wrap up. So if you've got any thoughts or suggestions on any of the teams, particularly the Mixer, haven't had much of a chance to follow the NRLW. So let me know if you've got any inside tips on that. If you're enjoying the content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel for the last bits of NRL content. But we've got EPL, we've got NFL, and even a bit of NBA we've just seen in the Supercoach. So something to do over the summer. But other than that, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.